In the 101st Assembly District, and somebody just asked me, this is the seat that's currently being held by Assemblywoman Claudia Tenney. She is all in on the congressional race. She, of course, now has passed that point where if she, because that seat is up for re-election, she were to lose the congressional seat, she will not have a job. Claudia Tenney. Brian Miller is one of the guys that is running on the Republican side. The Republican primary coming up on the 13th will be facing off with Maria Kelso, who is from a bit downstate in the district. As you know, it's a very large, crazy district, and Brian Miller is in here this morning. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Bill.
So, big district, very large district.
Yes, it is. It's 204 miles long. There's 7 counties, 25 towns. We're out campaigning every night, and my knees are hurting.
I bet they are. Doing a lot of walking.
A lot of door to door.
Yeah. So let's talk about what if you were to win this seat. What kind of assemblyman would you be?
Well, I'm going to be a very active assemblyman. You know, I'm a current county legislator right now, and in the 16th district, it's very much like the 101st Assembly District. Mm-hmm. You know, the 101st is a lot longer in geography, but the issues are the same.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm very active. I'm very very visible. You know, what I want to do is I want everybody to know who I am. That's
right.
a big thing.
Yeah. So who are you?
Well, who am I?
There's an open question for you.
Okay.
When you're, let's say you enter the assembly, and you're going to be in that position where you're in a minority, the assembly minority, and that's probably, that's not going to change coming up in November. It almost seems you have no choice but to do what Griffo and Brindisi are doing, and that's work together.
Well, that's one of the biggest things. You know, you be a freshman assemblyman,
yeah.
You know, in the minority, which is something I'm not used to. But looking at the Brindisi-Griffo model, you'd have to work with all different legislators all the way down through that district.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's very, very many different issues. You'd have to pick your battles.
Right, right.
And
where are you on the SAFE Act? I'm assuming that's something that is near and dear.
The SAFE Act's very important to us. I truly oppose it. You know, last night when I was out in Ilion knocking on doors, mm-hmm. that's the issue down in Ilion.
Signs all over the place.
Signs all over the place. You know, it's a Second Amendment infringement.
Yeah.
It's something we just can't have.
And how do you and the difficulty is how you change that with the we've had people come out and say we're gonna get rid of the SAFE Act. I don't think that's possible under the current under the current numbers that are down there. Democrats outweighing outpopulating Republicans.
That's right, Bill. Silence is golden on the SAFE Act.
Yeah.
You know, the longer that nobody talks about it, the easier it is to keep it. Mm-hmm. So we just got to keep on working on.
What do you think of Butler's proposal? And he's teamed up with some people talking about Mark Butler, who would be a fellow assemblyman, working together with those upstate to apply these laws differently. Like, for instance, the minimum wage is applied differently. Downstate's higher than upstate. His proposal is, why couldn't we look at other laws the same way, including the SAFE Act?
Well, that's something we'd have to do.
Yeah.
You know, we'd have to build an upstate coalition, you know, to work on this, and then slowly try to bring the downstate legislators along with us to see truly what New York State's truly made of. Right,
right. And then I would ask you about the issues of the area seems to be growing. There's a lot of money. There's over $1 billion that has been pushed into this area. Whether we're talking about nanotech or drones out at the base, what are your thoughts on the outlook?
Well, the outlook of the area is been the best in my 56 years here.
Yeah.
When I first got out of school, you could get a job anywhere. Now it's changed, and we got a lot of great things going. The semiconductor industry is going to be a boom for this area, but we still have to look at our number one industry, and it's agriculture.
Right.
That's a big one.
And we have just had a farmer on the other day. They feel they might have to shut down their farm because of the price of milk. How do you solve that problem? This seems to be a problem that's been going on. Farmers have been complaining about for a long time, and the minute the feds get involved in any of this stuff, it just it muddies the water, and these farmers struggle.
Well, that's a good question, Bill. I was a former apple grower for many years. I wasn't in the dairy industry.
Yeah.
How do you solve it? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just something we have to keep on working on.
Yeah. And talk about what you did as an apple grower and how New York State, the one thing that has been positive in New York is it seems that locally grown, locally made products, there's a focus on that. And there's a big push for breweries and local hops and that sort of thing. Talk about what you did.
Well, when I was an apple grower, it was a small orchard down in Bridgewater, and what we tried to do is we tried to educate and bring our product locally.
Yeah.
To the schools, to the supermarkets here. Have people come to the farms for agritourism. It's a big thing. Keep our prices affordable.
Yeah.
And try to push things that way.
And apples, we talk about the wines that are being used, the apples that are being used for wines and hard cider, and that's become a big industry all of a sudden.
Yes, it is. And, the bottom part of this district, Angry Orchard is down there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big big producer of hard cider, and that's another, value-added product.
When you go downstate versus upstate, it is interesting, and we've talked about how you could see someone with a no safe act and a no fracking sign on the same lawn, and it's not a husband with one opinion and a wife with another. It's somebody that might be a farmer that's pro Second Amendment, but really has an issue with the fracking. That's the difference between downstate and upstate. How do you deal with that?
Well, you have to ask the questions, and
Yeah.
you have to listen to people. That's the big part about this district is you have to know how to listen and how to take their opinions and maybe change yours.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. And we talk about fracking. We're down at the Otsego County Fair, and like you said, one guy's talking about pro fracking, the other guy's talking about let's keep it out of here. So we have to listen to both, talk to them about the science and how it's applied.
All right, Maneski.
How long have you
By
been?
the way, we're talking to Brian Miller. He's running for the Assembly in the 101st seat, currently being held by Assemblywoman Tenney.
How long have you been campaigning? Any surprises along the way here? Obviously, you've been a county legislator for a while, but jumping into a state race and with such a long district, have you been surprised by anything? Have you had petitions challenged? Anything like that?
We've been campaigning since the day we announced back in March. Petitions challenged? No, we haven't.
I guess I just shot that out as an example. Are there other things that maybe you didn't expect jumping into a state race?
Well, just the size of the district and, the different issues that they have all the way along. This district, like I said, it's 204 miles long. It's not like a, county legislator district where it's 15 miles in length and you got 10,000 constituents. But just the length of the district in the various issues. You come from the northern part. We have jobs, infrastructure issues, things like that. We get down into the central part of the district. It's very rural. We have logging, maple syrup type of issues to deal with. But one thing we have all in common, I've talked to people down in Delaware County, is flooding.
Right.
That's a big thing. We were coming
flooding that we never used to experience. This is really much more severe than we ever remember.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're coming down from Old Forge on Saturday, and I see the storm that's south of us, and where it's going, and I'm saying to my wife, "Oh no, here we go again."
Yeah.
So that's the kind of issues.
And there's some areas that have really been hit incredibly hard, and especially with the wind. It's been rough. I got somebody asking, who do you support for Congress coming up? The
who do I support
congressional
for
race.
Congress? Claudia Tenney is who I support. She's our Republican nominee, and that's who I support.
Yeah. All right. Any other things you want to let people know about? This is me. This is Brian Miller.
Well, this is who I am, and this is what you get. I'm out trying to meet everybody there is out there. I want everybody in this district to know who Brian Miller is.
Yeah.
What I can do, what I have done, the way I do things. I just want people to know who I am and, ask questions.
And you're an engineer, right?
Yes, I am.
All right.
I'm a fluid power engineer. I like to bring some of that to Albany, too.
Which means you do what?
We take care of all the automation for, places like Kraft Foods, Chobani, Anheuser-Busch. I take care of all the automation in Central New York.
Got it.
So that's what I do.
All right, Brian Miller, 101st Assembly District, facing Maria Kelso in the primary coming up on September 13th. And Maria is she was a legislative aide in Albany and lives down in Delaware County, I believe. Yeah. All right, Brian Miller, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it greatly. Quick break, 7:21 at WIBX.